College football 25 is an absolutely exhilarating disappointment. And one of the biggest things and biggest issues I've had is Road to Glory. So I want to make this video to kind of how can you best set up this game to be the best for you and have the most fun in Road to Glory. We're going to give you some tips and tricks there. We are also going to speak on some of the things that EA needs to fix. Look, they're probably not going to listen to it. They don't really care. No one really cares. They're over there counting too many munions, backing in Brinks trucks. So they're not going to pay attention. But we're going to talk about some realistic changes that can happen and should happen to make sure that, you know, we are benefited overall and the Road to Glory experience is what it should be. And then finally, we're going to review some of your comments. I made a recent video speaking about some of my gripes and some of the things in my experiences of Road to Glory. And to be honest with you, the comment section, you guys gave me even more examples of craziness and crazy scenarios. So we're going to go through those, kind of talk about those things, see how crazy those are, and really do a full scale of that. So I really appreciate all the new viewers. Appreciate y'all coming by. Please leave a like on this video if you like it, dislike if you don't like it, and let's hop right into it. First things first, let's give you some tips and tricks. Especially if you're a running back, you're going to need to know these two things. So if you're unfamiliar with some of the biggest woes in Road to Glory, it could be that sometimes what I've seen from y'all comments, even series, drives, quarters at a time, your player will get subbed out and completely taken out the game. Don't understand why that is. Me specifically, in my Build Dozer playlist, that is coming out very soon. If y'all want to let me know, we can drop it earlier. But what happened is my dog water quarterback would throw a pick, and then I'm out for multiple series. I don't know why. I was getting punished for him being an absolute bum, but it was happening in real time. So you're going to pop right here into settings, and you're going to go to auto sub settings. Now, this is pretty self-explanatory. You can just edit which settings you would want. So if you are, you know, a fullback or a tight end, if you're a wide receiver, I mean, obviously you can't be a fullback or a tight end, but you get it. Your quarterback, running back, you sub in your sub ins and sub outs. You do the same thing on linebacker if you're a linebacker or you're a cornerback, XYZ. And that way, you're not going to get subbed out as much. Now, to take it to another step and how I prefer to do it, because this is going to give you less problems. Because with that one, what's going to happen is you're going to just stay in the game. They're going to keep you in the game. They just won't sub you out. So you might be tired. You might need to actually replenish some things and might have to deal with some injuries and situations like that and being tired and fumbling and all the different things that happens when you're tired. If you don't want to deal with that situation, and this one is a little, you know what I'm saying, a little cheesy, but you can kind of do this how you want to do it. You can go over to your league settings. It's either league settings. Okay, boom, it's both of these. So what I have is wear and tear completely turned off. Now, wear and tear, to be honest, hasn't really been a big deal for me, but if you're going to stay in the game, I might as well turn it off. But that can be a big one. One of the main reasons you're getting subbed out is because of your wear and tear and then your fatigue. We're going to get to your fatigue in just a second. But if you have wear and tear on, your coach is going to be trying to strategically get you to, you know, recuperate and heal up and stuff like that. And it can be like the smallest little sprain this or situation right there, and they're going to take you out multiple series. So if you don't want that to happen, go ahead and pop that wear and tear off. You know, you could feel like it's a little unrealistic, but when we get into these other sliders, you can kind of see how you can kind of, you know what I'm saying, you can move and groove to the best of your ability to make sure that you can kind of overcompensate for that. You want to go all the way down. If you're having problems getting subbed out, go all the way down to your game options, and as you see, I have my injury set to 0. I didn't go all the way 0 on my fatigue. You know, I think I like having a little bit of fatigue, and that's what I was talking about. So you can kind of customize if you want the fatigue up, fatigue down, but that at the end of the day, if you have wear and tear turned off, your fatigue or your sub out settings are going to be what is going to determine what's the best for you and how they sub you out. If you're the number one player, you know what I'm saying, on the depth chart, all you really need to do is turn wear and tear off and turn fatigue down, because at that point, coach is not going to have any reason to take you out. You know what I mean? You're going to be 100%. You're going to be good to go. Like I said, I drop my fatigue down just a little bit. I like to, you know what I'm saying, nothing wrong with getting a little sleepy, a little tired from here and there. So if you do those settings, you're going to, I can't fix you with the play calling. I can't fix the fact that coach does not know how to play calls in what shape, form, or fashion in any way other than terribly. I can't help you there. I can't help you with the fact that XP in this game is completely terrible and completely broken. But what I can do is we can get into our next little section here. Actually, one more tip before we go. I talked about the settings. If you do want to use audibles, which for some reason is either bugged or it's not letting us do it, your hurry up is your best option to use audibles. Other than that, even if you're the quarterback, we haven't been able to use audibles a lot. Oh, another fun tip. If you are a running back and you don't want to do, basically you don't want to lose that opportunity to try to get a catch out the backfield, go ahead and motion yourself out, because you can motion yourself out. Click the right on the D-pad twice. You can motion yourself out. You'll go into the line on a few different formations. Some formations you can't. And then at the end of the day, you yourself as a running back can give yourself a hot route. So if you have something that's like a block and release that will slow you down, go ahead and get a streak. Do something where it'll let you release instantly, get up out of there, and try to juice those stats. Number two, part two, we are going to talk about some things that are fixable, that need to be fixed in Road to Glory. Look, Dynasty is the bread and the butter of college football 25, and that's pretty broken in itself. That needs to be fixed in a lot of different ways. But Road to Glory is that very close second when we talk about offline modes, and I feel like this being a new era of sports games and college football games in particular, I'm going to be very optimistic on the idea that hopefully some of these things can actually change for the better. So a few suggestions on things that need to be changed. First, let's talk about the biggest glaring issues, right? And things that y'all have talked about, and we're going to get into the comments and talk deeper about that as well. Number one, it's the subsystem. Just like we talked about, that's why I devoted a whole first portion of this how-to video on to tell you how to accurately and make sure that you can not have to deal with that issue of being subbed in and out and all that, right? Number two, we have because going off that same string, that wear and tear system that seems to be kind of osmosis. What? That's not a real word. It seems to be not there. I don't know where osmosis came out of. No, don't use that anywhere, boys. Osmosis. What is that? And then we've got the terrible play calling, the fact that you can't audible, and then of course the fact that coach trust seems to not mean anything, and the inconsistencies there. So just to start off, let's talk about the things that are fundamentally, idealistically, can easily be fixed, right? And theoretically, that should be play calling, right? The ability to audible, and hopefully just a smoother interaction with the XP altogether. Those things need to happen. Now, will they happen? Probably not. But those things are core parts of the game. There's parts of the game that's telling us XP should go like this. We should be earning XP in this way, or we should have audibles, or we should be able to do X, Y, Z, and we're just not fundamentally being able to do it. That's a huge problem. The fact that we're just missing fundamental parts of just football, not being able to audible. And I don't know, maybe I'm tripping, maybe I'm misreading something, maybe I'm not understanding it. But at the end of the day, if we're playing a football game and I'm the starting quarterback and I can't call an audible, we have a serious issue. Back to the play calling. The play calling is a very easy fix. You add a few more cycles through the randomization. It doesn't feel like there's any sort of CPU when these plays are being called. They call the same 5 plays. They call them in terrible positions. They only know to call screens and draws on 3rd and long. Like I'm confused. Maybe I haven't played for enough different offenses, but at the end of the day, I can't be at a Washington State as a bulldozer dealing with the awful, horrendous play calling. Let me talk about the actual biggest thing. I talked about the subbing out. That can be fixed or whatever in game, but one thing that can't be fixed and that needs to be fixed, that will not be fixed, is the fact that, hey, you have extra plays automatically. The extra plays are broken. When you press Y to do extra plays, it's broken. And what I mean by it's broken is that, hypothetically, I'm a quarterback and I'm getting to the line. It's 2nd and 2. I'm seeing that they're loading the box. Or sorry, whatever. It's 2nd because it's no audibles. It's 2nd and 2. Y'all give me a run play. Hey, let's go ahead and take a shot. And I press Y, and you give me 3 of the same running option as my extra, and then I lose my extra play. At the very least, what you can do is, at the very least, whenever I press the initial play, that I don't lose an extra play. That at the very least can happen. What needs to happen is make sure that when I press that extra play, I actually get different play selections. Even within the same formation, because what I'm about to say is the most frustrating thing. You're thinking, oh, it's because, you know, whoever your coach is, you have a limited play call, blah, 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 or whatever formation you're in. In this Road to Glory I did with the old bulldozer coming out soon. Um, Whenever I would press Y to extra plays on the left side, no matter what formation, we could be an empty, we can be whatever. If I press Y, this actually you're seeing it right here, this inside zone specifically with an extra tight end on the right side, no matter what position they'll have a goddamn a slot receiver playing dang extra tight end if they need to do it, because if I press it, that's always going to be there. And if I'm a quarterback and I press Y, it's no guarantee I'm gonna get a pass play, but that's fine. No guarantee you get a pass play. You just get extra play selections. But if it's all the same exact play, that's a spit in my mouth. All right. What is the point of having these things? I get it. There should be some hardship. There should be some limit there, but that's what the innate limit of the extra play call should be. That's where, and I'm okay. Like, I'm okay with not being even able to audible if whenever I press Y, I can actually get two completely new, different options for play calling. But those are the things that I think can be fixed, that need to be fixed. Here's just talking about some more things that I would just love to see that probably won't be fixed. More positions, dynamic cameras, and full team practice as the main practice. This is one more of a revert. I think you should just have an option to just go ahead and go full team practice. I think the best way to get the reps in this game is to feel how the game is going to be and to really do a full team practice. And I mean, who doesn't like a nice full team practice? I think that should just be able to be there at all times, even if it doesn't give you XP. Then you have the what was I saying? The dynamic camera. One of the other biggest complaints that you guys have said that I've even had, but this has been a Road to Glory thing. This has been if you play Madden single player, NCAA single player, the cameras has always been a thing. And I don't think just saying fix the camera is right, because you can choose a different camera mode. Like, I like personally that, like, close camera. I like the challenge that comes with it. But if it was a dynamic camera, I think that would change the game. So if you're a cornerback, you start in a very, very tight, and then, if something big happens on the right side, maybe that camera widens up for you only in situations where you literally, can't see because your camera is so focused in. I think it's important to be able to, if my character can see it, if he's looking this way, I should be able to see it too. If he can look over to the right, let me check out, see what he's looking at. So, and then, of course, finally, more positions. This is something I think is just going to come in later years. So definitely something that's probably not going to be able to just be updated with an update. But something that I would really, really love, and I think would add to the more content. Because at the end of the day, the biggest issue that I have with Road to Glory is that it feels like it's contentless. I feel like it's lacking innovation. I feel like it's a game mode that was already pretty perfected, and they kind of lessen the quality of it. So I'm not sure how you feel about that. So let's go ahead and wrap it up finally. Let's talk about your guys' comments and kind of how y'all felt about the situation. I'm going on my Road to Glory video here and just talk about some of the bigger comments that we're talking about and the biggest complaints, and we can go ahead and wrap this video up. So Mr. JTA says he's a quarterback in Wisconsin. He just played in old dang Tuscaloosa out there in Bama. And in the fourth quarter, we were down by a field goal with 50 seconds left. I got to our 45-yard line, went to hurry up. Coach called an inside zone, and we lost the game. This is what I'm saying. Coach is a big analytics guy. I don't know what's going on. He's just he's going on what's it called, proprieties and numbers, and he's crunching them back there. He's not a football mind, son. He's over there talking to PFF college football, talking about what's the most logical play to get a plus 15 number. Like, we're trying to play football, son. We're on our 45-yard line in the fourth quarter, dying a field goal with 50 left. Let me sling it a little bit, huh? Let me unload it. And it said it didn't, of course, and it doesn't let you audible. Playing as a halfback, realistic height and weight has been an absolute nightmare. I mean, to be honest, that's your fault. I have to say, I am not someone who's complaining about the grind in this game. Road to Glory should be hard. I like the fact that you have a hard mode. You got a medium mode. You got an easy mode. I'm okay with it being hard. But us not having audibles just seems like artificial hardness. It doesn't make any sense. Miss making a two-way player. Ooh, that was great. The high school stuff. We know we're not getting the high school, so I didn't even want to talk about high school. I'm not saying we can fix like that. Coach Trust. Yep, the same 4 plays every time. Yep, see, that's what he says. Mr. What does this say? D'Angelo Dillon. I don't know, what is it? When I use my extra plays from Coach Trust, they give me the same 4 plays. Hey, man. There it is. It got so bad I made my own custom playbook for Road to Glory. That might be another fix and tip and trick for you go ahead and make you a custom playbook for whatever team you are joining, so you don't have any bum play calls. You're already locked in. Yes, okay, so that is the solve. Yeah, that is crazy. That is a see, this is why we check the comments. You guys are genius out here. Go ahead and give them a like. This actually, I'm finna. This is the one right here. Yeah, this is. I didn't even think about this. I was so focused on getting subbed out. Because to be honest with you, I kind of like when the play calling is hard. I'm fine with having limited play calling. Boneless. That's hilarious. Okay, please, just let us call our own plays. I don't like the whole calling our own plays. Again, I think the fun is that they call the plays, but it is what it is. Definitely needs some balancing. Okay, for sure, does need some balancing. The substitution is super annoying. Yep. Yeah, playing quarterback was a position that would never leave. Okay, see, that's crazy because I've only played linebacker is the only main one that I've gotten defensive wise, and you do get some sub outs on, but I mean realistic sub outs, third downs, whatever, XYZ. So it makes sense for me for linebacker, but cornerback, if you're the number one cornerback getting subbed out, that's crazy. I love this game, but the one thing that pisses me off is the artificial difficulty. Yep. Instead of see if you have a better or a scheme, whatever. What I've noticed is speed thresholds, tackling, blocking are three bigger things that impact my experience. The higher the difficulty, the fast CPU players run. My 93 wide receiver is constantly getting chased down by 82 speed linebackers in the open field, when my 95 speed cornerback can't catch an 84. Yeah, it does seem a little weird, man. The AI ruins the game modes on Heisman. Offensive line ruins the quarterback and running back experience, missing the simple. Hey, we need to talk about the offensive lineman and running back road to glory. They are not out for your success, dog. Them boys, I don't mean just bad blocking. I'm talking about they be smacking me sometimes. They be giving me the business. Golly. Oh yeah, they ain't saying. Yeah, I think somebody saw the bulldozer. Don't play corner. All they do is run, and each halfback is basically Derrick Henry. Oh man, I might need to get a chunky cornerback out there. I might get a big boy cornerback to really. We waited 10 years already. We could have waited a few more months to make sure the game was on point. I think not only is we're going to end on this one, I think this is so poignant. The reason why I've been making these recent videos, I don't want to come off, in my last video about talking how fun it was, I hope kind of hammer that home. I don't want to come off as someone who's not even enjoying this game. I think this game in its current state is absolutely amazing. But when you talk about 4 years of development, a 10-year wait cycle, I think it's okay for us to expect and demand more, especially with one of the flagship game modes of this a very, very beloved franchise. I'm going to continue to have fun on this game mode, keep having a great time. I hope you have a great time. I appreciate you joining us on this video today. Let me know if you want me to go deeper in the comments. We got hundreds and hundreds of comments from Road to Glory stuff, general game stuff, dynasty stuff, team builder. There's plenty of different complaints we can talk about from comments wise. There's different videos we can do. Give me comments to tell me what you want to see next. You want to see some gameplays? I got one loaded up. I got some Road to Glory. I got some Bishop Sycamore Dynasty going. So y'all tell me. I'm new to this whole situationship, but leave a like on this video if you like it. Dislike if you didn't. Comment what I told you to comment. Y'all be easy, be breezy, be beautiful. Hope to see you next time. All right. Where's the stop button, man?